Good evening, good evening. Welcome, Rockets fan. Let's get right into it. Y'all know who I am. Thank you for tuning in to another Let's Talk Rockets here on the Houston Roundball Review's YouTube channel. Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. Well, Rockets are 1-11 after last night's loss to the Blazers, 104-92. Rockets only made 7 of 32 three-point attempts. They shot 40% from the floor, going 34 for 85, and they had to do work in the fourth quarter to get to that. So they were 9 for 19 in the fourth quarter. So the previous three quarters, y'all can do the math. It's not good. It's hard to win games when you can't make shots. Rockets through three quarters were 25 for 66 and 4 for 23 from three-point range through the first three quarters. It's tough to win like that, folks. Rockets 1-11. And ironically, I want to say this to the fans tuning in. As always, appreciate y'all tuning in to talk Rockets with me. I'm going to try to do it for about an hour or so this evening, as I may have a Zoom call for a post game on a college game about 9 o'clock or so. So I may have to leave about that time to participate in that. Still not sure about that. But I checked with my predictions that I did with my man Indianez and Willie Gibson, my co-hosts on Folks Talking Sports for the Rockets schedule. We did predictions, I guess, in July, August, something like that. Through the Rockets' first 12 games, I had them going 2-10. They're 1-11. Win number 2 I had them getting out of the first 12 was over the Detroit Pistons. So other than that, Rockets right on cue for me. So that's why I'm not distraught and freaking out about all this stuff, the world, the sky is falling and all these things. 2-10 and 1-11. It's not that much of a difference. So Solo D-Lo, what's up? Wood versus the world, what's up? Asking me, I'm gonna post this right now after I get the scroll off. Because I want to answer this, and I'm sure I'll get it a few more times, and that's cool because that's part of the discussion, is my thoughts on Coach Silas. Well, he doesn't like losing. He's drawn up good plays. They're not making shots, but more importantly, the players are not upset, well, except for Christian Wood sometimes, but the players are not distraught with Coach Silas. They're getting good looks. They're not making shots. Coach Silas, once again, last night from the foul line, the Rockets missed 10 free throws. That ain't coaching. That's not coaching. You missing 10 free throws, that's not coaching. You got wide open shots. That means the plays worked to get to the open looks, but you're not making shots. So, I mean, and this is the reason, Alpha D, what's going on? Thank you. Chew Toy. I don't know if happy is the word that the Stones beat the Rockets. I'm trying to get the team to get ping pong balls as much as possible for Detroit because they're not a good team either this year. So, win or lose, whatever. They almost blew it. They had a big lead in the fourth quarter and almost showed why they only had one win coming into that game by blowing it. But bad teams find ways to lose, fans. That's why they're bad teams. I'm not trying to pass the buck because Coach Silas, part of his job is to win ball games. We all know that. He knows that. But they're not trying to lose on purpose. These guys, I was thinking about this. I haven't checked it out. I meant to, and that's my fault. The Houston Cougars college team has players on its roster who are older than the Rockets. Think about that. The Houston Cougars college team has players on its roster older than some of the Rockets. So I'm sure the fans are frustrated at the losses that the Rockets are doing, and some of the games they should have won. You could argue they should have more than one win, but they don't. And they might lose to Phoenix on Sunday. I think many fans would expect them to do that. To be 1-12, and then got Memphis on Monday. But Coach Silas has not lost the locker room yet, because it's possible. I mean, you know, these guys are human. They don't like losing. They're frustrated, especially when you get open looks and you miss, especially when you get fouled finally after, you know, feeling like you're not getting calls from the Rockets, from the refs, and they're missing. They're missing at the line. So, like I said, I've said it over and over again. It is a combination. It's a snowball effect. Some of the players have lost confidence in themselves. I don't believe it's in the coaching staff. Injuries, missing open looks, bad defense, lapses on defense, poor execution on offense, missing free throws. I just, you know, all that adds up to being 1-11. And they are, if they are what they are. And let me say this, as we're tossing in the bad teams in the NBA, Rockets, Pistons, Pelicans. Of those three teams, the three teams with the worst records in the NBA, I think most people would have predicted two of those three teams. Detroit, the Rockets, are those two teams. The Pels without Zion and a new coach as well, and plus Brandon Ingram missing half their games, adds up to them being sorry. But nobody thought the Pelicans would have the worst record in the NBA. A lot of folks thought the Rockets and the Pistons would have the worst record in the NBA. OKC surprises people with winning ball games. This is just strange. Look at the Lakers and their struggles. Lakers are losing. AD's calling them out. Lakers have lost to OKC twice, Minnesota. This is a weird world. Warriors 11-1. Who thought the Warriors would be 11-1 without Klay Thompson? And Sandoval, Jorge, they're doing them great plays. Out of bounds plays are great. Most of the half court sets are great. They're missing shots. They're missing shots. That's what bad teams do when they're struggling. They miss shots. And Wood versus the World talking about Russ and the Lakers struggles. The Wizards trade Russ and got three good players back. And look at the Wizards record without Russ. Sometimes Russ want to go home, play with LeBron. Well, LeBron's hurt. Father Time's undefeated. LeBron is having problems staying healthy. The Lakers are also injured, so that hurts their core rotation. Some teams are struggling that we did not think they would struggle. But a lot of people, fans of the game, a lot of folks thought the Lakers would struggle and questioned the Lakers trading for Russ because of who Russ is and the fit. But we're talking about the Rockets. And I'll remind folks, or let some folks know who are new to these talks. I had them getting 21 wins this year. 21 and 61. So them being 1-11 is not a surprise to me. They're a young team learning how to play in the NBA, learning what it takes to win in the NBA, learning about playing on back-to-back games, how to be prepared, how to take care of your body. All that adds up. Learning that mistakes in the NBA will kill you. Learning that their margin of error is very small. And one of those things they cannot do is miss free throws. One of the Rockets' issues prior to the Blazers game Friday night was turnovers. Many times they got 20-plus turnovers every game so far. Against the Blazers, 13. 13 turnovers, and Portland only scored 11 points off those turnovers. And the Rockets still lost. So they took care of the ball, which was a rarity this year, and they still lost. This is what bad teams do. They find ways to lose. That is what the Rockets are. The Rockets are a bad team. And I think fans need to change their expectations. If my man Brandon Thomas comes chiming in, I think he's probably going to change from the 33 win prediction that he had for them They're a bad team. They're a young team. They do have talent. But that talent does not know how to win NBA games. And that is the problem. But I'm going to play these two clips because it has been discussed on Rockets Twitter, on Locked on Rockets by my man Jackson Gatlin, and here on these Let's Talk Rockets shows about, is Kevin Porter Jr. better at, what should be a point guard? Is he a true point guard? All those things. Well, Scoot talked about it Friday night. I'm going to pull it up. And Friday night, KPJ, Scoot, had 18 points, leading scorer for the Rockets last night. He was 7 for 14 from the floor. But he was only 3 for 7 from the line. So he led the team in scoring. His best game in a while. He only had 1 turnover. Jalen Green had 6 turnovers. Jalen Green had 6 of the team's 13 turnovers. But here's a comment from Scoot about getting back to playing his style of basketball.
No, I meant by that is basically just that label, that point guard label. You know what I'm saying? We're in basketball today is hardly traditional, and I kind of tried to become a traditional, but that's not me at all. Scoop, I get a bucket or I send my guy up. And tonight, you can see I was more comfortable being aggressive and making my decisions. That's just how I'm going to have to play scoop ball.
Scoop ball. That's the way he's going to have to play. That's the way he's most comfortable. And it's up to his teammates and everybody to adjust and get on that same page. 12 games into this season, they're still trying to figure each other out. Teammates, coaches, this is what they are. This is part of being a young team, a young, inexperienced team in the NBA. That's who the Rockets are. That's where they are. They are not playing well together, which, again, is what bad teams do. Some nights C. Wood plays well. Some nights Jalen Green plays well. Some nights KPJ plays well. Some nights Jae'Sean Tate plays well. Unfortunately, many of those games, those nights are not the same night. This is what happens when you lose. This is what happens when you're young. This is what happens when you're struggling. They, for the most part, have not lost confidence in themselves. They still believe in each other. They still believe in the coaching staff. They're going through growing pains. That's what this is. And this Alpha G, this is a good point. James Harden did carry the Rockets to the playoffs. The Rockets don't have a James Harden on this squad. Y'all agree with that, right? So this is who they are right now. So pump the brakes on one Coach Silas fired and wanting to trade Christian Wood. December 15th comes around. I think the Rockets may look at the offers. But this team is who they are. Brandon, James Harden didn't help. He didn't play by himself, but James Harden was an all-league player. And this comment, I'll hear it. I disagree with it. Complete. I don't agree with it. I'm not sure how Stephen Silas could go from being a great offensive mind with the Mavericks as assistant coach with Luka, helping Steph Curry and LeBron James in their rookie years become good players, better players, improving their games. And now with another young team, he's a bad coach. Stephen Silas was hired with Russ and James Harden. Both of them are gone. So I'm not sure how that makes Stephen Silas a bad coach. And Jae'Sean Tate is right now the Rockets' most consistent player. Who'd have thought that? And what does that say about the team? When Jae'Sean Tate is your most consistent player, playing the best game in, game out. That's not winning basketball. Think about that. The Rockets found Jae'Sean Tate, discovered him from overseas. What is he, a 23, 24-year-old rookie last year? And he is now your best player? Your most consistent player? Think about that. That's where we are. Christian Wood, 8 points, 4 for 15 from the floor, 0 for 6 from 3, went to the line one time, missed that free throw. He did have 15 boards. This is where the Rockets are. If Christian Wood and Jalen Green are struggling, the Rockets are going to struggle. Eric Gordon, 4 for 12 from the floor, 1 for 7 from 3. The 7 threes made. Listen to this. Jae'Sean Tate, 1 for 4. C. Wood, 0 for 6. Daniel Tice, 1 for 5. Scoot, 1 for 4. Eric Gordon, 1 for 7. That's why you lose. The Rockets, folks, are counting on to knock down shots, make buckets, not getting it done. They can't afford that anymore. And I'm curious as to the comments about Jalen Green handling the ball more. He had 6 turnovers last night. So he's going through a little funk. I'm not saying Jalen's a bad player. He's just going through a little funk. KPJ getting back to playing scoop ball, penetrating, breaking down defenses, getting his, and trying to get his teammates involved. That balance. That's where the Rockets are. So, I think he's going through a slump. See, we're going through a slump. I think that's fair to say. And the Rockets are not in position for Christian Wood to be in a slump and them still win games. And this is a problem. Front runner brings up a good point right here. Wood shoots a lot of threes. He can't hit a free throw and not always, but more than we like. And I wonder sometimes if his poor free throw shooting impacts him wanting to get on the block and get buckets, post up more. Because I don't like big men to shoot more threes and free throws. I just don't. I don't agree with that kind of NBA player. That's me. Rafael and Steven Silas, they don't ask me for my thoughts on how to improve the Rockets. But if Christian Wood is shooting more threes and free throws, that's a problem for me. And Christian Wood, after he called out or griped about the offense, and then he followed up with that awful 0 first half, he bounced back, better numbers. But then he's being inconsistent. Rockets are not going to get a new coach right now. They're not. They're not going to get a new coach right now. I'd be shocked. They're just not. And the free throw shooting is frustrating because they work on it every day. I see it. I've seen them work on it every day in practice. Every day they work on free throw shooting. But come game time, they miss. They're missing double-digit foul shots every game. That's not Coach Silas's fault. It's mental. Scoot said in his post-game comments, he admitted it, acknowledged that he sucked at the foul line the last 2 games. So it's in his head. It's in Christian Wood's head. And now when you're seeing some of your teammates struggle, they start to think about it at the line. Man, I can't miss these free throws because if I start missing free throws, then We know C Wood gonna miss free throws, and Scoot missing free throws that I gotta make mine. More pressure on himself. So it's spreading around. It is mental throughout the team now. Play these comments from, and check out my man's attire. If you have not seen the post game of Mr. Legit, Jae'Sean Tate, check out, he wears specs. First time I've seen him wear specs in a while. And his natty attire. But listen to what he said, a little snippet of what he said last night.
I feel like today we did a great job of executing better. We just got to keep at it. Those shots will fall. We all believe in each other. And we believe that, when the ball moves, we have a higher percentage of making it. And, tonight was just one of those nights where it just didn't go in. Our turnovers were down from what they've been in the past. How many assists did we have? 13. Yeah, that just comes from not making shots. So
that's it. 13 assists. Y'all know it. You don't get assists if you pass to a teammate and they miss the shot. Part of the assist is making the bucket. So free throw shooting, the struggles, contagious. Seawood's struggles at the line in his head, and I wonder if it's not impacting his game. Not want to get in banging with the big boys down low, which I think limits his effectiveness if all he's going to do is stand out behind the 3-point line. Because if those shots are falling, then how else is he going to get his points? So, and this is correct. I agree with this, Joshua Lewis. Jae'Sean Tate is the Rockets team leader right now. Already. Because Eric is just not, he's just not a talkative guy. He's not a vocal leader. He leads by, more by example. Jae'Sean Tate already, I think, is the Rockets leader. He's the team leader. He's the leader of the team. It's not Scoot. It's not Jalen Green. Why would it be right now for him? But this is where the Rockets are. They're still trying to figure all this stuff out. And that is, I don't doubt this at all. No, well, hold on. Where it is. Sandoval. No doubt. No question. Eric's ready. He's ready to go. No question. He's ready to go. Yeah, he wants to go to a winning ball club. A team that has a chance to compete for a championship. Yes. He said a few times, he said to my man Kelly Iko, the Athletic, how he thought he would retire as a Rocket. Said that a couple times now. I think that's changing because he wants to win. He wants to win. He wants a chance to win. Can't blame him. But the Rockets they're waiting to find an offer they like. Which brings me once again, fans, to Coach Wall. Coach Wall, y'all, if you don't know who I'm talking about, obviously I'm talking about John Wall, but until he plays again, he's Coach Wall to me. Coach Wall. I just do not agree with paying him to not play. The more the Rockets struggle to win, the more I do not understand why they decided to pay John Wall to be a coach. And how are you going to improve his trade value if teams don't see him play? I don't understand that. I don't agree with it. February deadline, what is it going to take? Are they finally going to agree to a buyout? Though Rafael Stone says it makes no sense for either side, which I kind of baffled. I mean, John Wall was like, I'm going to get paid regardless. So what do you mean it doesn't fit me? But Coach Wall needs to become John Wall. Are they afraid that he's going to get hurt? And if he gets hurt, then you can't trade him? Well, hell, you're not playing him right now anyway. So what's the issue? And Coach Wall is a counter to the folks saying Tillman is cheap. Because Tillman Fertitta has agreed to pay John Wall $40+ million to not play. To not play. So, we talk about Tillman. A lot of folks have said that Tillman is cheap, doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that. But he's agreed, and he's apparently okay with paying John Wall $40+ million to be Coach Wall. And see, this point, Brandon, if you're afraid that he's going to get hurt, then he's no value to you anyway. Then keep him for the whole year. Then next year, the last year of his contract, then just wait. Just keep him for the whole year. Just put him away. Don't have him come to practice. Don't have him come to games. Just put him in storage. If you're so afraid that he's going to get hurt. It's the NBA. That Coach Wall, the Rockets, are they afraid that he's going to help them win too many games? Is that what it is? I think so. They're 1-11. John Wall could probably help them. They would probably with him as John Wall, not Coach Wall. They'd probably be 4-8, 5-7, maybe. So Daniel Theis 4 for 9 from the floor, 1 for 5 from 3. He had a good game against them. He's had a couple of good games dealing with a toe injury. But the faster Alpi Sengun has played well has surprised, I think, everybody. So Alpi playing well, there's really not much of a reason to continue starting Daniel Theis. And there's not a lot of rationale for playing Theis nearly 29 minutes. I mean, at minimum, Sengun should play the same amount of minutes as Theis, 24. At minimum. But, the Rockets, I think if they would have known that Sengun would have played so well this early, then they probably would not have signed Theis to the contract. But it's done now. So he's here. Theis, I think, his contract is not bad. Could be movable. He could be a veteran on a championship team. So I'm saying could be inevitable that he's traded. So, it's Sengun's development, rapid development, has surprised people. He made his 1 3-point attempt against the Blazers, 12 points in 18 minutes, 4 boards, only 2 fouls. So he limited the fouls that he's had a few problems with in the last few games. So, Theis at worst could be coming off the bench and being a leader in the locker room. Because he and Scoot have a good relationship. He and Jalen Green have a good relationship. The youngsters lean on him for advice. Theis is open sometimes. Scoot talked about it in his post game. Go to the Roundball review channel. Scoot said he needs to do better job with the pocket pass to Daniel Theis on those pick and rolls. Coach Hollis get about $4 million a year? KDC? Yeah, I think about $4 million a year. So, in comparison to $42 million is chump change. But so if KDC, if you're asking that to lead up to, Tillman's willing to pay Coach Wall, then maybe he's willing to pay to get rid of Stephen Silas. I can't. Right now, I'm not going to argue with it because Tillman has agreed to pay John Wall to not play. So if Tillman, Rockets 1-11, if they go to 1-20 or whatever, lose 20 in a row, would that be enough to force Tillman's hand? I mean, I wouldn't say it's impossible. But for people, Brandon, you tossing out Sam Cassell and folks, we'll get into this just a second here. What do y'all want the Rockets to do this year? Do you want replacement coach to turn things around and the Rockets finish 500 the rest of the year and ruin the chances for Paulo Banchero? That's how they pronounce it during the Champions Classic game, Duke Kentucky game. Is that what y'all want? Y'all want them to start winning games and lessen their chances at high lottery picks? What's the goal here? Is the goal to get Paolo, Jalen Duren, Patrick Baldwin, Chet Holmgren, or not? What is the goal here? And I go back to once again, Stephen Silas is not missing free throws. Stephen Silas is not tossing the ball into the seats. So what's the goal here? Don't you want them to stink and get another high lottery pick? Now, if they do get a high lottery pick in the 22 draft and they stink next season, and I got no problem with getting a new coach. But this season, what's the point? What's the point of bringing a new coach this year if you want that coach to start winning games this year? What is that? I don't understand that rationale. Why do you want that? And I see you light up Coach Silas every chance you get during the post video comments. Every chance you get. Why? Why this year is my question. What is the goal for those fans who want Silas to be fired? What's the goal this year? I don't. 21 wins this year is what I predicted. 21. Vegas had him at 24, 25. That's not a playing team. It's not a playoff team. That's a lottery team. Meaningful games. And still lose. Y'all can be passionate. That's nothing wrong with the passion. But they're still going to lose. That's the point, to lose. So if you're going to lose with a new coach, then why fire the current coach? If you still want to lose. Next season, get a top 3 pick next year. And if they still lose next year, get a new coach. That is Green should take the ball. Let me read this Santiago comment here. Okay, now we got different folks. We got one said Silas lets the players do too much. Then Santiago says Green needs to do more. Okay, so are y'all watching the same games? Either he let them do too much or he's not. So that's, Rocket fans seem to be torn with what to do with the offense. So, and if they only win 10 games this year, so what? It's a top 3, top 4 pick. Mission accomplished. So what? It's for the playoff team anyway. For me, shouldn't it be for fans? And they're not losing on purpose. They're not a good team. They have some talent. but they're not a good team. They're still trying to play vets like EG and House and DJ Augustine. Eric's frustration, 7. It comes out. You can hear sometimes there's post-game comments, the frustration with the same mistakes they're making. That's frustrating to him. But, I think EG knows he's going to get dealt at some point this year. If he really pushes forward, it could happen soon. Rafael Stone and Steven Silas talk. I've seen that. They talk a lot. I'm sure they talk about the rotations, about trade possibilities and all these things. And they probably talk about how often to play the vets compared to the youngsters. That's part of the discussions. Because I've said it during these shows. They're playing the vets like House when he's healthy, EG and Augustine minutes, and they're still losing, and they're still 1-11. So why not play the youngsters? Armani Brooks, Josh Christopher, KJ Martin. Give them those minutes. I've said that for a couple of months. But if he is told to play the vets, he's doing what he's been told to do. So that's where we are with that. Mark Jackson, I'd be shocked beyond belief if he was ever coaching again in the NBA. Let's see. We need to see more pick and roll. Well, it's not really a main part of the Rockets' offense. I like pick and roll because a well-run pick and roll can't be stopped. The only way it will be stopped is if the person misses the shot. But right personnel involved in pick and roll, you can get a shot whatever you want. Whether you drive to the basket and kick it out, pick and pop, pick and roll, all kinds of stuff. A well-run pick and roll cannot be stopped. That's why it's been effective for so long. Gonna talk about this. Dwayne Case tells which player can do what. And you know what? Some Pistons fans would disagree with that. Some Piston fans are saying some of the same things about Coach Casey that y'all saying about Steven Silas. And I question the same thing I have for those Pistons fans. The goal is to get another lottery pick, a hot lottery pick for both teams. Both coaches said before the game almost the exact same thing about the talent on the other team, the youth of that team. That's it. So that's where the Rockets are. I've said it for a while. I think the Rockets should play the youngsters. They're not doing it. I'm not sure when they're going to do it. Maybe they'll do it come January or February. But they're not doing it. So until they do that, this is what we have to look at. Eric Gordon struggling sometimes to make shots. Eric Gordon complaining to referees for not getting fouls called. Miss Augustine having up and down games. House being up and down. David Nwaba did not play last night. He's struggling from the three-point line. Armani was a DNP CD. And Oos was a DNP CD. This is part of it. The Rockets need to rebound better. Outside of Seawood and Jae'Sean Tate, who rebounds the ball for the Rockets? That's a problem. Abraham, we thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the newcomers for tuning in. But Tice, Şengün's a better player. Şengün's got a brighter future. We know that. I'm not sure. I choose to believe, I could be wrong. I choose to believe that Şengün will start soon, permanently, and not because of an injury to Tice. I choose to believe that. That may not happen until January, but I think should be December. Yeah, why not tomorrow against Phoenix? But one thing, when Offie gets more minutes, he fouls too much to justify getting starters minutes. So he's got to correct that. So they just don't. Got to figure that out. He's got to learn and grow into that. And let me say this, touting Coach Casey. The Rockets, of course, this was without. The Pistons. This was without Kelly Olynyk, who got injured in the game against the Rockets. Detroit scored 78 points against the Cavs Friday night. So after scoring 112 against the Rockets on Wednesday, they scored 78 against the Cavs. They had 23 turnovers. 23. 13 in the first half. Know what that sounds like? Sounds like the Rockets. Missed a lot of shots. Missed open shots all over the place. But you know what they did against the Rockets? They made a lot of those open shots. It was two bad teams playing. Two young, bad teams playing against each other. And somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. I'm not sure. It's November. He's not playing well consistently right now. We agree on that. And other rookies are. Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, the first two right off the bat. So Jalen struggles. Let me pull it up. Let me see. The 6 turnovers is a problem. He only took 2 threes against the Blazers. So he took 7 twos, 2 for 7 from 2-point range. So he's trying to figure out his best spots to get his shots. So he's still learning how teams are playing him defensively. Because, y'all seen it. Some games, teams dare him to shoot threes. And he took them. But he only took 2 threes against Portland. So he's trying to figure it out. That is an issue. I think he and Scoot are still trying to figure out how to play with each other. And that is an issue. That's the Rockets front office bet on that duo, figuring out how to gel and play well together. Yeah, Eco is on it with Ben Simmons. No. And here we go. I'm with this. I'm good with that. If you're over 27 years old on the roster, you shouldn't be playing. Let the youngsters play. But I want to say, if the Rockets go the youngster route, they're probably going to continue losing a lot. And if they do go the youngster route, then that 10 wins could be possible. Would y'all be good with that? If they played the youngsters for the rest of the year, the rest of the season, would y'all be good with that? Even if it meant the Rockets winning 10 games the rest of the season. What would I do with Coach Wall? I think the Rockets need to play Coach Wall, let him become John Wall. If they're not going to do that, then don't even have him come to the games. But they're setting it's a bad look to pay a man to not play. Especially if you're having unrealistic expectations in trade value for him. Because, he makes so much money, the team has to fit him under their cap. what team has cap room to take on $40 million for a second round pick, even if it's in 2028? So that's an issue. But the Rockets, if the Rockets buy out John Wall, the Rockets still pay John Wall. He's just going to get an opportunity to get another check from another team. So, I mean, because the Detroit's still paying Blake Griffin until next summer. Blake Griffin's contract, his salary is still on Detroit's payroll. And Blake's with the Nets. So John Wall will still get paid. Just a question of whether he gets one or two checks from different teams. Santiago Paulo and somebody else commented on it. Just too skinny for me. He's just too thin. He's just too skinny. I'm looking forward to watching them play him play against the Longhorns, 9:30 Central Time here later on. But Chet's skilled. Oh, young man is skilled, but he is so skinny. And I don't know. He might have the body type that he cannot keep on weight and be effective long term. We'll see. But he's talented. But woo, man, sometimes I wonder if he's not battling some kind of anorexia or something. He's so thin. But man, amen here too. Jalen Green's body is not NBA ready. He knows that. He knows that. He's got to get stronger. He's got to get bigger. Jalen Green might have that body type where he's not able to put on weight, keep it on, and still be impactful. He's going to get stronger as he gets older, but how much weight will he put on as he gets older? So that's something we got to watch out for. Ooh, Fusion Velez. Tossing this name out here. Okay. Kenneth Lofton Jr. from La Tech. Okay. I'm not sure big big fella would get drafted, especially in today's NBA. Yeah, Brandon, Evan Mobley is thin, but Chet's thinner. Chet's thinner. And I think Chet might be a little bit taller than Evan. But yeah, I don't. So we'll see. I'm gonna look at it. I saw Chet a lot this summer. Young fella is very, very thin. So no. But talking about La Tech Junior, talking about Junior, low post man. But in today's NBA, I don't know where he fit. Because I think he's got skills, but I'm not sure what team would. And plus, I'm not sure who Junior could defend in the NBA consistently. I think he could be a spark plug off the bench, get you some minutes, production in a handful of minutes, game in, game out. But I don't know what he could do with a lot of minutes. Tony Yayo, if I'm pronouncing that right. Yes. Thank you for joining weekly. Yes, and somebody must have spread the word because the live chat numbers, I think, for me, it's a lot. Some folks say, Kris, that's not a lot. But hey, for me, 44 live right now is a lot for me. So tuning in to the Houston Roundball review. Let's talk Rockets. Appreciate it. Whoever's sharing the word, thank you for doing that, and keep spreading the word. So because we talk Rockets here, I share my thoughts on the Rockets, on these specifically. And one reason I do these Let's Talk Rockets is because I know I'll get more interest and feedback from Rocket fans more than I would get from U of H fans or anybody else, any other team in town. That's just legit. That's just real talk. So, and I'm going to play this one more time for folks who may have been late tuning in. Play that clip from Scoot saying he's going to get back to scoop ball. So here we go. KPJ said last night during his post-game session, he's going to get back to being himself on the floor.
No, I meant by that is basically just that label, that point guard label. You know what I'm saying? We're in basketball today is hardly traditional, and I kind of tried to become a traditional, but that's not me at all. Scoop, I get a bucket or I send my guy up. And tonight, you can see I was more comfortable being aggressive and making my decisions. That's just how I'm gonna have to play scoop ball.
Scoop ball. There we go. That's how he's going to have to play, and he's more comfortable doing that. He's more comfortable in that role, more comfortable playing scoop ball. So we can we can discuss the Rockets' decision, personnel, front office, at the higher ups decision to try to make Scoot more of a point guard. That's not who he is. He's a scoring guard who can get his teammates open and get them assists, get them open looks. But yeah, we're saying it. Chet Holmgren is a twig. Long-legged twig. But talented. Very talented. But very, very thin. But if you haven't seen him, if you want to get a chance to see how he looks, see how he plays, Zags Longhorns, 9:30 p.m. tonight. I think ESPN2, I think. But, Scoot, he's not a true point guard. And his comment is correct. Traditional, today NBA is not traditional. He's not a traditional point guard. I think he's a scorer who can get his team, and he's got double-digit assists with the Rockets before. He can do it. But Imani Bates, I'm looking forward to. I'm not sure what he did tonight against NC Central. Solo Dilo. I want to see Memphis play St. Louis. I think that matchup is coming up Tuesday or Wednesday. These first two games, not great competition to get a good indication of Imani against good competition. He's got skills, no doubt about that. But I want to see him against better players, better competition. So, yeah, he got talent. He may be one and done at Memphis and then go to G League or something, because he still can't be in the NBA if he leaves Memphis after this year. And this is Scoot, 50-10 against the Bucks. So he's got 10 dimes before. He's just not a true traditional point guard. And the Rockets need to figure out the balance to maximize his skill set as well as maximize Jalen's skill set. And this comments like this are legit. I think, I don't know if Chet, he's long enough to be able to keep up with small forwards. I don't know if his lateral quickness is good enough to do that, but he's just so skinny. He's skinny. He's not thin. He's skinny. This comment here, we've talked about it on previous Rocket Talks. I would not have, and it's not a knock on Jalen Green. I thought the Rockets should have drafted F. Mobley. Some of my colleagues, we discussed it. Some of them thought the Rockets should have drafted Jalen Suggs instead of Jalen Green and have Scoop play off the ball. But the Rockets are the Rockets. And Cade isn't a scorer right now. He's still struggling to make shots. Cade's trying to figure out himself. He's looking to pass to his teammates more than take shots. He's struggling to make shots. But Cade also missed a whole month of training camp because he was hurt. So he's a month behind everybody else. But Cade beat the Rockets. He knows that. He knows that. So, but that's where we are. KPJ is not a true point guard. He could be a lead guard. He and Jalen Green got to figure out how to play with each other and get the most out of each other. So we're not throwing out something. It's not rocket science. What the Rockets are doing is not great. Oh, I'm not saying Jalen Suggs playing great right now. I'm saying at the time, I've had colleagues say at the time of the draft, the Rockets should have drafted Suggs. Yeah, because Suggs is a point guard and he's a mentality of a point guard. That was his rationale behind that, and have Scoot play off the ball. That was that rationale. So, but hey, everybody for right now, the teams who drafted their picks, they're happy with them. We'll see weeks, months from now if some of those teams give up on those picks. Oh, sure you can believe Seawood thinks he's a max player. Sure you can. He's not. Most of us agree on that. But he's not. He's not consistent enough offensively, defensively, all over it. He's not consistent enough. And I think the Rockets, for the most part, agree with us and believe he's not a max player. And where is it? Random nothingness. Thank you for chiming in and coming back. So Rockets talk. NBA GMs disagree with you. NBA GMs of the first 3 picks in the draft, Cade, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, believe Evan Mobley has the highest upside of those 3. Within 5 years, they think Evan Mobley will be the best of the 3. We shall see. If Cavs offer Mobley for Green, would I do it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I like taller skilled players. Yes. I don't like twigs, but taller skilled players. Yes. But I disagree with this because I think they believe that Jalen Green will become a max player worthy of a max contract. I think they believe that. They're counting on that. If he's not, then we could argue in a few years from now that the Rockets made a mistake drafting him at number 2 if he's not a max player. Here with Jalen Green being an impact player, he's struggling to score. He's struggling to figure out how to score. So Scotty Barnes probably gets the ball more in his hands more than Jalen. And more times than not, Scotty Barnes is playing with Fred VanVleet. It's a vet running the offense. So he gets better looks, better touches. Jalen Green playing with a youngster who's not accustomed to running the offense. So there's a difference right there. So I'm not going to give up on Jalen Green after 12 games or after 1 season or, nothing like that. I'm not convinced. Y'all can tell I'm not convinced on the fit of Green and Scoot. I'm not sold on that. It has potential, but potential means it has not been done yet. So don't give up, that. Jalen needs to get stronger. Give me your thoughts on this, because I think Scoot has done a better job playing defense lately this season. He's, first off, willing to play defense, which is a start. He wants to be a better defender. So that's a positive. And we get this comment all the time during these shows. As long as he is Coach Wall, the Rockets are content with him being Coach Wall. And to be consistent in my thought process, if I want the Rockets to play the youngsters, then Coach Wall is not a youngster. So he cannot play. If we want the Rockets to play the youngsters, to play Josh, Christopher, Armani Brooks, KJ Martin, Oos, can't do that. If we're playing the youngsters, John Wall can't play, right? So that's where the Rockets are. It is kind of interesting how they are good with playing veterans, Eric Gordon, Danuel House, and DJ Augustine, but they're not good with playing John Wall. I don't, I mean, you're playing those three vets, why not play John Wall? I mean, especially for the money you're paying him. They're paying him to not play. Why? I mean, you're paying him $40+ million to not play, but you're paying whatever is, I think House is $3 million, EG is what, $14 million. DJ, I'm not sure, but it's probably not a lot. Those three are making less than Coach Wall, but they're playing. Why? So yeah, Michael Davis, thank you for tuning in. Oh no, I disagree with this statement right here, because he's playing the vets. I think he's playing the vets because he's being told to play the vets, which I think gets back to my point. I think he's playing the vets, ironically, to showcase to teams their trade value for other teams. But they're not playing Coach Wall to showcase his value to other teams. Stephen Silas does not want to lose. He's not coaching to lose. He's going to get paid regardless, even if he gets fired. He's still going to get his money. So that's it. Stephen Silas will get paid regardless. But if he's being told to play the vets in order to improve their trade stock, that's what he's doing. He's doing what he's told. Coach Silas has bosses. He's listening to his bosses. He is not the coach / GM. KDC, I want to say Coach Silas signed a 5-year deal. So this is year 2 of that 5 years. I think that's right. I think it was 5 years, $20 million, I think. So yeah, that's where we are with the Rockets. Rockets tanking, they're just not good. Eric Gordon struggling, DJ struggling. They're just not good. They're not tanking. They're not good. They have pieces to a nice future. They don't have enough pieces, which is why I am all in for losing, playing the youngsters, letting them get the experience. And if they happen to win some games this year, fine. And I know you don't want them to develop bad habits. I understand that. That is one thing a lot of the NBA teams rationalize for having vets on teams that are full of youngsters. You want to have the veteran leadership to teach them how to be professional. I understand that. But how many veterans do you need to teach youngsters how to be professional? Really? Because Rockets right now, Eric Gordon, vet. House, vet. DJ, vet. Tice, vet. How many vets do you need to teach them how to be professional? And Lord have mercy, the Pistons beat the Raptors. 127, 121. What in the world are they doing up there? Now figure that out. Team scores 78 points Friday night and come back and win 127 on back-to-back. Wow. They're messing up the ping pong ball playing. So, but okay. This, House, we can see it. And boy, y'all have an uncanny knack. Y'all get me to hang on longer than I want to on these Rocket Talks. But House, 15 minutes last night, 1 for 5 from the floor, 0 for 1 from 3, 3 for 4 from the line. He did get 3 boards and 1 dime. But that's what I'm saying. The Rockets got 4 or 5 vets. How many vets do you need on a team to teach a young team how to be professional? Especially when your veterans who you are playing are not playing well, are not playing as you expected them to play. They're not being consistent enough game in, game out well. If they're doing that, then play the youngsters. At least the youngsters will be getting experience. Because once again, I've said it a few times, I don't want to be a broken record, but the Rockets are playing the veterans and they're still losing. They're still 1-11. So why not just play the youngsters? Oh, Brandon, I wouldn't say Kelvin Cato, because Kelvin Cato's contract, I think, was bigger than House's. I think because House gave $3 million a year. Didn't Cato get more than that? I think. And off the record, I'm not even gonna get into it, but Kelvin Cato has a special place in my heart for other reasons that are off the record, off the court. I'll just put it like that. So, coaching, I'm too old to probably become a coach. I probably should have done that stuff when I was younger, when I was hanging out with Coach Lucas back in the day, attending some of the stuff at the lab, getting up early in the morning for his lab sessions. Terry Aiden 299, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And where is I heard about the Şengün getting posterized. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I've seen worse. We've seen worse. ESPN ran the clips and all that kind of stuff. But what did he do? And this is it. He bounced back and went to work. That mentality. See, what's wrong with that mentality in your youngsters? That's what I'm talking about. And see, this is what I think is happening right here. Rafael wants Steven Silas to play the vets and not the youngsters. So if that is the case, why are y'all asking for Coach Silas to be fired if he's doing what he's been told to do? If he's been told to do that. Yeah, see, I didn't think that was a poster at all. I mean, it was like a drive-by dunk. He slid by him. I hope he wasn't challenging the dunk. He's trying to draw a charge. So, but whatever. I hope he wasn't phased, so why should it phase us? I have not seen in practice Coach Silas do anything on the court. Nothing active besides, simple free throw shooting, something like that. No. Heck, he didn't even participate in the half court contest that we got a chance to look at before the 5-game road trip. So I have not seen him be too active. We'll kind of see if he still has any game. But yeah. And this is how we started the show. Coach Silas is not making the Rockets miss 10 free throws a game. Coach Silas isn't. It's his job as coach. The bottom line is to win or lose. I understand that. Yes, we all know that. but he's not missing the free throws. He's not missing open looks. Yeah, Brandon, sure. The players like and respect Coach Silas. Yes, he has not lost the locker room. I have not heard any indication of that. He's trying to keep them on an even keel, to not get them too high or get too low. Because I think y'all see it during the game sometimes where Scoot lets a missed shot or a non-call impact his game, impact his performance. Forget about it, man. It's one play. Keep on going. You can't dwell on it. You can't let one bad play become 2, 3, 4 bad plays. The Rockets, the youngsters have a tendency to do that. And that's one thing Coach Silas is trying to get them to not do. He made a telling comment earlier this week when he was asked by one of my colleagues, Adam Spolin, if he's seeing the Rockets improving. He's coaching them, trying to find a balance of what to dwell on, what to teach, the learning curve for the players. Coach Silas said he's been surprised at how quickly some of them have picked up on some of the things he wants to implement. But he also said that they're struggling to learn some other thing that he's trying to get them to implement. So some good, some bad. So they're picking up on some things, but others they're still not getting. Well, if a coach is going detailed, he's very detailed, very meticulous, and your players still aren't getting it, then you got to figure that kind of stuff out. Alex Smith, thank you for tuning in. And this was brought up last show. And I promise 9:30 I'm done. If I get to that point, get that long, because I want to see the Zags and the Horns. Coach Silas, he's laid back, talking to the media, to us. I think it's fair to say that Luke is bad cop, that Stevens is good cop. Abraham, what was the question? Maybe I pull up. Do I think KPJ is improving? He improved last night. So let's see what he does against Phoenix. Let's see him string together good games. Because last night, for him, was a good game. 18, 5 and 5, 1 turnover. Shot the ball well from the floor. Missed 4 free throws. Let's see him do that again. Let's see him have another double-digit points, 5 and 5 minimum, 5 boards, 5 assists. Let's see him do that again. Sunday and Monday. String together a few games. Because if he's up and down, that's a problem. He has to be consistent. And he's trying to figure out, again, last night he played, according to him, scoop ball. He played his game. He's not trying to he wasn't trying to be their traditional point guard. But he still got 5 assists. He still got 5 assists despite all the bricks the Rockets tossed up Friday night. And I'm being serious because I don't pay attention to it, especially at this young point of the season. What is Jalen averaging points per game right now? Because he's had a few 9-point games. He had the breakout game on 30 points. But what is he averaging right now? Points per game. Somebody look it up for me while we continue the discussion. Brandon, I don't know about 17 because he's averaging about 13 or 14 right now. 17, I think, is too high right now. 14, I think would be better consistently. And I mean 14 double digits every game. Start a streak of scoring at least 10 every game. Not instead of 8, 18, 9, 18, 7, 20, 8, 22, 6. No. At least 10 every game. That should be a goal for him. Do that. If he gets at least double-digit points every game, then I think his average will increase. But that's too many up and downs for him right now. His three-point numbers are low. Very low. Yes. So, yeah, rookie of the year is a goal for every rookie, especially lottery picks. If he doesn't get it this year, so what? I think y'all would prefer him become an NBA champion in his career in a Rockets uniform. Wouldn't y'all prefer him to be finalist MVP rather than rookie of the year? What good would it do y'all as fans if Jalen won rookie of the year and that was basically his highlight of his career? Y'all don't want that. Oh, yes. I've said it a lot, mentioned this a lot, Alex Mid, during this show. Yeah, Coach Silas should not be fired. No. Ooh, let me see. Where's the question? Here we go. Do I think KPJ is being more prioritized? Ooh. Some folks would say not at all, not in the least. It's more Jalen Green than Scoot. I think that's the thing that they're trying to balance it, trying to figure it out, and I think it's impacting Christian Wood as well. It's the point. The Rockets have no big three. Excellent. Great comment. Michael Carter-Williams won Rookie of the Year. It's not that important. Amen. It is not that important. Bingo here too. Look what Kobe did. Kobe did his first year. Who cares? Mamba had a Hall of Fame career. If I do not want Jalen Green's Rookie of the Year to define his career. No, please. Goodness, no. No. But let's see. Do I think it's? No. No, I do not. I do not. No, I do not. And that is a problem. That's a problem the Rockets are still trying to solve. So that's where we are. Let me propose this to everybody who's chiming in. Another one. Great example. Tyreke Evans won Rookie of the Year. What happened to him? Come on. Who is, okay, I'll phrase it like this. Is the Rockets' big three currently on this team? The big three, y'all, is a Rocket tandem for big three on this team that you think is capable of leading the Rockets to a championship? Is a combo here on this team? Answer that question. Is there a threesome on this team that could lead the Rockets to a championship as a big three? Here we go. We got no from ads, AA. Brandon says C Wood, Green, KPJ. Wi-Fi Prod, KPJ, Tate Wood. Solo Dilo, no. Broly 12, hell no. Tate Green, Shingun. Alpha G, nope. Solo Dilo, Paolo Chet is a missing piece. Brandon says no. C Wood cannot be part of the big three. No. Z City says no. Simmons isn't here yet. So there we go right there. I don't think so. KDC. Shingun, maybe. A lot of different answers there, which I think indicates where the Rockets are. We're not sure what the trio combination is on this team to be a big three for a championship. If we cannot agree on that, I think the Rockets know that too. So they're trying to figure it out themselves. So this is yet another reason why the Rockets are 1-11. And we can't be a big three without Paolo. Look up what he did tonight, because last I saw, Duke was, I guess, struggling. They were only up 28-25. But what did he do tonight? So here we are. I think the Rockets want Jalen Green to be part of their core, their big three for a championship. I think they would like Scoot to be part of that. I'm not sure they want Christian Wood to be part of that. The Cavs beat Boston. Last I saw, Boston was ahead. I don't know, that was probably first half when I saw the score. Simple motion offense. Mm-hmm. Probably don't have the guys who can run it effectively, consistently. That's one reason. So now we're need more structure. I'm not sure about that because, how can I phrase this? Because they're better playing fast. They're more comfortable playing fast. They are not. We see the Rockets have more success when they pass the ball more in the half court, get more people involved, swing the ball from side to side. So F. Mobley with 19-9-1. Şengün's going to play. Yeah, what do y'all predict for the Rockets tomorrow? Give me a score. Are the Rockets going to be 2-11 or 1-12? And the irony about the Rockets, know they are more effective. Well, they know they're more effective and better on offense when they pass the ball and move from side to side. They just don't do it enough. So we can look at it as a positive in the sense that at least they know what's wrong. They just need to fix it and maintain it. So you could say, well, at least they know what the problem is. They just got to correct it. Good for you, Brandon. Stick with it, that 33, man. Stick with it. I said at the start of the show, I mentioned at the start of the show, after 12 games, I had the Rockets 2-10. And oddly enough, after 20 games, they're probably not going to get this, but after 20 games, I had them 5-15. So that seems very, very, very unlikely now. But at least after the first 12, I had them 2-10, and their second win, I had them beating the Pistons. Well, they didn't do that. So yeah, I think we all agree Rockets are going to lose tomorrow, be 1-12. Marco says, Marco, look at this score. Look at the margin. 127-112 Rockets. That'd be something. Where I was right after Alex Mid's 121-106 Suns. So we'll see. I think the Suns are going to win tomorrow, but at some point, the Rockets are going to end this losing streak. Did the Pelicans end up beating Memphis? They were up big at halftime. So let me know if they ended up winning that game and getting there. I think that'd be their second win for the Pels, wouldn't it? If they held on to beat Memphis. So first 48-32. So that would mean going 7-21. All right, Brandon, you're consistent. Hey, so the Pels won. Well, hell, the Pels won and the Pistons won. So Rockets are the only one-win team in the NBA. I know Detroit had 2 wins, but see, the Rockets are doing what they can about getting those ping pong balls. The Jokic more stuff is just trifling, just petty, trifling, childish. Yeah. I mean, and the brothers involved too for both dudes. Just trifling. Do I see? Let me post this, and I'm going to wind it down here. Needs 5 minutes because y'all just wrap me in and keep me talking hoops more and more. Do I see what declining his player option? Probably. Get more years. Yeah. I could believe that. Yeah. But see, Dre Fields and KDC is right on it. I'm not counting it as, I'm not saying it's tanking because they're still playing the vets. They're just not very good. And right now, they're the worst team in the NBA. And let's look at it like this. Yes. Only go from here. Let's look at it like that. It can only get better. But let's see. Go on. What did you say that I missed? Been rapid fire here. What did I miss that you pointed out? I see it right now. So my apologies for missing your question, your comment. My apologies. What was it? And that, yeah, Rockets playing OKC a lot. The next 10 games is one of the reasons why I had them picking up some wins in the next stretch. So, yeah. Trust the process. Well, ultimately, I guess it kind of worked for. Oh, yeah. Yes. Because I can see Jae'Sean being a core piece in one or two, well, more scenarios, but I think he could be a glue guy on a championship caliber team, or he could be productive in a role coming off the bench for a championship caliber team. So yeah, I think for sure. Yeah. I feel more confident in him long term than I do C Wood. Yes, no question. What was the question? KPJ, a point guard of the future. Abdul, thank you for that's a new name I haven't seen. Thank you for joining us. Oh, point guard of the future. The Rockets say yes. I'm going to say no, but I think the Rockets say yes. Brandon Thomas. I don't know if it's 2024, but I'm being objective. Y'all know me. I think y'all learned that from tuning in on these. I truly believe if both teams continue on a proper path of doing things the right way, 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years or so, Rockets, Pistons could be in the finals. I believe that. Tyson's not a scorer. He wasn't brought here to score. He's had his moments in this 10-game losing streak, and the Rockets still lost. This is what the Rockets are doing well individually with good games. They just not put them together. So that's the issue. The city edition, that's it. I think I got to put it up. I want to say the date is coming up. I think so. In my head, I want to say it's like the 22nd, something like that. If it's not this coming Monday, it's coming up for the city editions. Yeah. Rockets, Pistons finals. Yes, Brandon. I could see it because I think both teams have good young foundations. Yes. 5 years or so, give or take. I'm kind of sticking with that timeline. Yeah. Jalen going to be the primary ball handler of the future. I don't believe the Rockets want Jalen or Scoot. They kind of want them to split the roles, and both guys are trying to figure out how to do that and still get themselves involved individually, but also their teammates involved. So it's a struggle. And that's why they're 111. All right, folks. Y'all did it to me. It's 9:30. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. Y'all even got me, going to do this. Visit the website for links to fanatics.com, the Disney Bundle. Support the Houston Roundball Review by clicking on the thanks button below the videos on the YouTube channel. Support the Roundball Review that way. Support the Roundball Review via links on the website for Fanatics, ESPN Plus, Hulu, the bundle. A lot of different ways to support the Roundball Review. The stickers, super chats, different ways. Continue watching the videos, but start clicking on that thanks button to support the Roundball Review that way. It's time, folks. Zags, Longhorns, Chet Holmgren, the Thin Man, against all the Longhorn transfers. ESPN 2, right? So, yeah, go on. Peace. Everybody, be safe. Enjoy basketball. Thank you very much. Brandon, you haven't asked me. Let me see, because I wanted to say next Saturday is going to be kind of difficult for the next show. Let me pull it up quick here, because I think I got a game to cover. Let me see. Rockets are on the road against the Knicks in the Garden, so they'll be done. It's a 4 p.m. start Central. Okay, there's a chance we might be doing a late night session next Saturday, because I got a game maybe late evening, afternoon, evening. So we might. So let's tentatively 8 o'clock Central Time next Saturday. Most likely might be a little later than that, starting off 9 o'clock. So next Saturday, I think looks good for another edition of Rockets Talk. So let's go watch Longhorns and Zags to see if a future Rocket is in the game. Chet Holmgren. Stay safe. Have fun. See you next time. Thank you very much, as always, for tuning in. See you next Saturday. Peace.